Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Asna Fathonah. I'm from class A6-22. Good morning student, how are you today? I hope you are feeling well. And now I'm so glad to greet you. Student, do you know when our country announced its independence? Great, you are right. Our country announced its independence on August 17th, 1945. But do you know the figures behind our country independence? Not yet? Okay, don't worry because I'd like to tell you about the figures behind the independence of Indonesia. So, now please listen to me. National figures behind the independence of Indonesia. The proclamation of Indonesia independence gave a very important meaning to the Indonesian people. Since the proclamation of independence that was without the Indonesian people have an independent, sovereign, and dignified state. This milestone would not have happened if there were not people of this nation who dared to proclaim independence. They are national heroes who should not be forgotten. The following are the national figures who have contributed to the independence of Indonesia. Insinyur Soekarno is one of the people who contributed in establishing the Republic of Indonesia as a sovereign state. Bung Karno was born in Blitar, East Java on June 6, 1901 and died in Jakarta on June 21, 1970. Bung Karno drafted the text of the proclamation at the house of Admiral Tadasimaida with Bung Hatta. Ahmad Subarjo. He then signed the proclamation text on behalf of Indonesia with Bung Hatta. Bung Karno read out the text of the proclamation of Indonesia independence at his residence at Pegangsaan Timur Street number 56, Jakarta. Dr. Haji Muhammad Hatta or Bung Hatta was born in Bukit Tinggi, West Sumatra on August 12, 1902. He died in Jakarta on March 14, 1918. At the age of 77, Hatta drafted the text of the proclamation with Bung Karno and Mr. Ahmad Subarjo. He participated in signing the text of the proclamation on behalf of Indonesia with Bung Karno. Muhammad Hatta is Indonesia's first vice president. Ahmad Subarjo, Joyo Adi Suryo, was born in Karawang, West Java on March 23, 1896 and died on December 15, 1978 at the age of 82 years. He is Indonesia's first Minister of Foreign Affairs. Ahmad Subarjo is one of the figures from the old group who played a role in preparing the proclamation of Indonesia independence. Ahmad Subarjo participated in completing the concept of the text of the proclamation at the house of Admiral Tadasimaida with Bung Karno and Bung Hatta. Admiral Tadasimaida was a high-ranking officer in the Imperial Japanese Navy. He helped Indonesia to prepare the draft text of Proclamation of Indonesia independence by inviting those important figures to the house and let them use it for a very important activity. At his house, it was great national figures that had great contribution. Even though he is Japanese, he is willing to help Indonesia out of sympathy for the Indonesian people. Soekarno was born in Blitar, East Java on July 14, 1916. He died in Jakarta on May 7, 1971 at the age of 54. His full name is Soekarno Kartodiwirjo. Soekarno was a joint leader and a hero who was resistant against the invaders. Soekarno proposed Bung Hatta and Bung Karno and Bung Hatta to seek the proclamation text on behalf of the Indonesia. Fatmawati, whose real name is Fatima, was Insinyur Soekarno's wife. She was born in Bengkulu in 1923 and died in Jakarta in 1980. She is buried the Heroes Cemetery in Kalibata, Jakarta. Fatima, she with the Saka Merah Putih flag which was raised at the proclamation of Indonesia independence at Pegangsaan Timur Street number 56, Jakarta. The text of the Proclamation of Independence was typed by Sayuti Malik. Sayuti Malik is a youth leader who was also very important in the Proclamation of Indonesia Independence. Sayuti Malik typed the script of proclamation to perfect it from Bung Karno handwriting. The text of the proclamation was originally handwritten by Sukarno, then typed by Sayuti Malik to make it look neat. The original text was then thrown into the trash. One of the young men who was present at the preparation of Indonesia independence was B.M. Dia. B.M. Dia took the original manuscript from the trash can and kept it. He considered that the text had a history. The original manuscript that were kept by B.M. Dia for 46 years, 9 months, and 90 days were later returned to the Indonesian nation. He broke the original text of the Indonesian Independence Proclamation on Tuesday morning, 19th May 1992 at 10:30 a.m. and handed it over to President Suharto. The manuscript was then kept by the National Archive on Suharto's recommendation. B.M. Dia decision to keep the original manuscript was very precise. Therefore, the entire Indonesian has been able to enjoy the original text of the proclamation and have learned a lot from what happened at the time. Okay, student, that's all of 8 national figures behind the independence of Indonesia. They are national heroes that we should respect and remember. We are young generation of Indonesia should keep this independence by raising devout feeling to our country. And I think that's all of our talk today. Thanks for listening to me. Keep motivated. See you next week. Bye-bye.